This is going to be a tutorial on how to replace the screen on an ASUS K550LD-XX Li6H. I think specifically if you just order an LCD for the K550LD-XX series, you should be fine. The things that you'll probably need for this repair is just the typical screwdriver. Typically you want one that has a smaller end. Me specifically, I've got this kit and I'm using a size PH0, which is just a Phillips 0 size. And as you can see on this computer, we do have a damaged screen. This is going to be replaced with a brand new screen that we've got from laptopscreens.com. There should be a link below this video in order to purchase the screen if needed. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is we want to go ahead and get rid of the power source. So go ahead and turn off the laptop and make sure you take out the battery. Just go ahead and do that right now. Once you've done that, go ahead and flip it back over and open it up again. And in order to remove the LCD screen, you will have to take off the bezel. So in order to take off the bezel, you can either use like a flat tool to get in between, or you could use maybe your fingernails to get started. There is a top edge, so I would say either start at a corner and see if you can catch it with your nail. If you can, just go ahead and lift up a little bit and you should start hearing it to pop out just a tiny bit. That once you get to the bottom, it seems like it's stuck. And the reason why it's stuck is because there's actually two screws here. So if you look at the bottom, there's actually these two squares on the bottom right and on the bottom left. It's got this little sticker that's covering the screw. So just go ahead and remove those and then unscrew the screws. Alright, so I've gone ahead and removed the screws, and we can go ahead and continue and remove this bezel. Once you get to the bottom edge, just slide your finger on the inside screen. You don't have to worry about smashing the screen or anything like that. So just go ahead and do that. And then you'll notice that this one in particular might be part of the hinge too. So just lift up. This should all come off, as you can see. So now that we've got the screen exposed, you'll see that there are these two tabs. Or there's these four tabs, I should say, two on the top and two on the bottom. You're going to want to unscrew the screws that are holding in the LCD. So once you remove the screws, go ahead and just lift up on the screen slightly. Just make sure that, nothing is tugging along on it. And you'll see that the screen is like free floating already. So once it's free floating, you don't want to pull too much because you see that the cable on the bottom is actually attached. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and tilt this forward towards you and look at the other side. And you can see that there's that little latch right here. That's where the cable is actually plugged in, and it connects the LCD to the motherboard. You're going to want to unplug this, so be careful with this because it can be fragile. Now this one has a sticker on top of the connector itself, so what you want to do is, or what I'm doing is I'm actually removing the sticker first, or I'm trying to get as much of this off as I can to make sure that, it doesn't stop me from taking it off. Yeah, so this one's just as simple as just tugging it out. So I went ahead and I pulled it out. And you always want to pull out horizontally with the board. You don't want to pull out, you don't want to like lift it up like this. You want to pull out that way. If you pull it up like this, you're going to end up snapping the connector. So once we got this removed, just go ahead and slap in the new one. Let's go ahead and just plug it right back in. Now make sure it's fully seated inside. You don't want it tilted, or you don't want to make sure that not only one side is actually fully in. You want to make sure the whole entire thing is actually in. Just go ahead and place the sticker back on top. It's okay if it doesn't stick all the way because it's just going to be resting against the back anyways. Now once I've got that plugged back in, just go ahead and there's going to be these notches that these little stumps go through. Just go ahead and line them up again, and it should sit in properly. Now you want to make sure that this cable on the bottom is actually sitting with the frame again, and so it doesn't get pinched when you try to screw in everything. Now let's go ahead and put the screws back in that hold the LCD down. Once we've got those in, let's go ahead and put the bezel back on. Or actually before that, let's go ahead and peel off this thing just to make sure that we could actually take it off before we put the bezel on. So the LCD has usually it'll come with a protective lining. You'll just want to go ahead and peel that off. Now would be a good time to double check the quality. You want to make sure there's no like, indentations or scratches or like that. Now when putting this on, I would say start from the bottom and just kind of push down on the bottom to make sure those go in properly first. And then just kind of push on the edge all the way around until you hear the screens or the bezel snap back in. Then go ahead and replace the two screws that we took out earlier on the bottom left and on the bottom right of the bezel. Now you don't have to put these things back on, but if you want to be as original as you can, just go ahead and put these black squares back over the screw holes. Sometimes they lose their adhesive backing, so you might need to add like either some kind of sticky substance in the back. Let's say like maybe a dab of glue or something like that. All right, and then once you've got those covered, we're pretty much complete with the repair. You want to go ahead and test the thing. As you can see, the screen is repaired. We don't have that blotch anymore on the left side, so we should be good to go.